We owe a debt of gratitude.
It's no debate. Call of Duty campaign has hit a new low. One of the biggest issues that this game had was actually in the audio. I mean, just take a look at this cinematic from my live stream. The heck happened to the audio? Yuri. They're bringing back Yuri. I can't even pause the game or anything to like check the audio. Oh no, now the audio is back. What the fuck? God, this game. That whole sequence with no audio, dude. They gotta do something about that. Another area is there's no audio to kind of show power within the scenes. You know, when you're playing the other Call of Duties and you're playing a campaign, towards the end of the mission, or even throughout the mission, there's some kind of audio or music playing to kind of get you in the mood and kind of get you in the feeling like, oh my god, I'm so powerful, this thing is happening, I love doing this. Throughout this, there was many moments where stuff was happening, but because there was no audio, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel like anything was happening. I felt like I was just sitting there, just playing a shooter with nothing actually happening compared to the story. Granted, my music audio was pretty low, so maybe I just didn't hear it, but to me it still felt like there was nothing there. I do want to talk about good things, like there was a lot of great story elements within the game, or the cinematics and kind of like the gameplay. You know, shooting was good and the graphics were good. The main two things that were bad were story, overall story, because nothing kind of came together that well, and audio. I mean, without those two, you can't really have a good story. One of the things I also noticed about this game, there was no sniper mission. I feel like every Call of Duty has that one mission where you're a sniper just behind the scope, looking down, taking out targets, no problem, having fun, you know. And sometimes there's a twist like in Black Ops where you actually do like kill your buddy, or kill in quotations, because technically, you know, depending how you play the story, there's a couple options that could have happened. There was no sniper mission. I feel like the silent type was supposed to be that sniper mission, but you still don't snipe. There's nothing. Modern Warfare 2 is pretty much a 10 out of 10 compared to this game. In that game, the main downside was just the ending kind of just happened. You kill Graves, he's in the tank, he's dead. Boom, it's done. However, they never check his body. One thing that's actually really good compared to that in this game is they're looking for Makarov's body and they're like, we have no confirmed body, we need to search and make sure he's actually gone. That was one of the greatest scenes within the game that actually kind of made it feel more realistic. Now, I want to go back and talk about this hearing, this court hearing that they're in. It kind of just doesn't make any sense. Why are they there? What does it matter? It's kind of just placed within the story and just has no meaning. They're backstabbing each other, but why? They don't really say why or how. Just pointing the finger at each other and saying, you're the one to blame. That's it.
Were those shipments legal?
No. In order to save lives, I commissioned illegal shipments.
Towards the end of my live stream, I also mentioned how this game kind of felt more kind of like the resolution, you know, to storytelling. When you write a story or you create a story, or like I watch a movie, a lot of the times you have something happens, then you're building up to this huge climax that happens, and then after that there's the resolution. But this whole story kind of felt more like the resolution to Modern Warfare 2. Like Modern Warfare 2 had all the building up of the story development, character development, and then boom, climax, you take out Graves, and then the resolution, there almost isn't a resolution because it kind of continues the story within Warzone. This game just fills in that gap.
Did you act on those orders, Mr. Graves?
No, absolutely not, sir.
Quiet! Quiet!
One of the most memorable moments in this game was the no Russian / passenger mission, as it's called in this game, and it actually took a big twist that I was not expecting, and I bet many others were not expecting as well, compared to the original Modern Warfare 2.
What is this?
I'm not kidding them.
1
One thing that I did say during my live stream was the whole time throughout the game, all they were saying was Makarov. It's Makarov. We have to find Makarov. Oh, Makarov's behind it. Makarov. There's Makarov right there. That's all they were doing, was just pointing out we're trying to take down Makarov. But we don't do anything. We don't actually take him out. There's nothing.
He's done more damage.
Now, the open combat missions were a good idea, but the execution was very bad. Honestly, my favorite games or missions to play within this game were all just the narrative-driven games. Open combat missions, only like 1 or 2 were pretty interesting, but the rest were pretty bad. They were very similar to a DMZ mode, but that didn't really change anything. And it's like they also promoted, like, you know, you can attack it however you want, but you can't really do stealth that well within this game, so a lot of the times I ended up just going loud and just going on with the mission. And then they also left like a cliffhanger, which, are they making a Modern Warfare 4? Like, it's kind of weird how they did it, unless they're gonna continue it within Warzone or end it within Warzone. Like, I don't know what they're doing with that. It kind of just didn't make sense. I did hear some people mention that the story in this game was kind of an afterthought, and it does kind of feel like that. It does feel like it was just an afterthought. Like, they had the missions there. It was just going to be like co-op missions or something, or like spec op missions, and then they're like, oh, how about we add the story on top of that? And they're like, oh, well, I guess we can kind of work with that, and then we have this. And yeah. Now, the best part, in my opinion, about this game was not even in the gameplay. It was actually one of the last cinematics that we got, and that was probably one of the best scenes and one of the best things to happen within this game. Let's take a look.
How did you get in here?
Mutual friend.
Laswell. You're better than this, Captain.
We both will.
This job is about making sacrifices for the greater good.
Agreed.
You got a body count of your own, John.
Just imagine if that happened closer to the beginning of the game and the rest of the game was focused mostly on Makarov. Overall, I'd probably give this story a 5 Pez candies out of 10. That's what I mainly want to talk about. Here's a few other things I mentioned during my live stream. Thanks for tuning in. You know what they gotta do is remaster World at War. Co-op campaign. Competitive co-op campaign. Zombies. And then multiplayer. Just all of that. All of it.